Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Take a quick second and say thank you to all the channel members. Thank you, thank you. And I want to say thank you to anyone who comes in and checks out the knife, the EDC content. I really appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. If you're so inclined and you haven't had a chance yet, if you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon down there, it really does help me out and exposes more people to the content. But I'm glad you're here. So today I wanted to talk about a little EDC fixed blade that was sent to me to check out. I'm going to be sending it back after I finish sharing it with you guys. I've been carrying it for a few days now. Have not been using it hard because I own its sibling, and this one's made out of the same materials. And this is going to be somebody's knife because, like I said, I will be sending this back to Andrew. This is the Lucky Dogs Knife Co. Lucky Dog Knives. You might remember I have the Ranch Dog, which I'll show you here in a second. But this is the GuardDog. And the GuardDog is Andrew Kidd, the designer. His interpretation of kind of a cross between a sheepsfoot blade and a hawkbill blade. So he calls this little blade a sheepsfoot. And it is a beautiful little blade with a nice crowned spine and a satin finish that is a fantastic everyday cutter. Whether you're cutting paper, cutting into boxes, pruning plants, cutting flowers, whatever the case may be, this is just a little ripper. It is fantastic for almost every little EDC item task I've come in contact with while I've used it, which has not been a lot. I've opened Amazon packages with it. I have cut some cardboard down. I've cut some paper. We can do a little of both of those now. It's CPM 3V that's got an HRC of 60. These knives are small batch. When I say small batch, I think there were 9 of these made and 9 of the Ranch Dogs. They're made by David Mary Customs up in Canada. He hand makes these. They're water jetted out. They are heat treated, and then they are handmade by him. So each one of these guys is going to have a slight variation because they are each individually ground, individually made, right? But just an absolute ripper, guys. I can't tell you how well this knife cuts. And if I'd not picked up the GuardDog, which we'll look at in a second, which is a little bit different, I might be inclined to grab this little guy. Fantastic little design. Again, a small pocket dropper. It is, again, CPM 3V with a nice flat ground blade. Beautiful satin finish with, you know, the nice crown spine. You've got this black Boltaron Kydex sheath that ships with this Discreet carry, little 2.2 inch clip, which makes for a fantastic retention on the knife. There's absolutely no rattle there. It goes in and out of pocket great and retains in the pocket very well. Plus you've got this positive push off, which really ejects the sheath, ejects the knife out of the sheath, but just beautiful. The only blade markings on this are the Lucky Dog and the CPM 3V, your blade steel. And then this one is Micarta. They make this. They have some other Micarta handles, as well as I think the wood is still available. Just to give you an idea, these were a pair of knives. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Ranch Dogs, which I picked up one of, sold out. Has a little spay blade, a little bit thicker handle, a little bit shorter blade, but it is the sibling knife. They make this one in the same Wingate wood. They made this one in the same Micarta. So David made both of these little knives that were designed by Andrew Kidd. So they're USA designed, handmade in Canada by David. So really cool project. I've talked with Andrew when he sent this knife out for me to review, and he's really got some cool things coming up that he's going to work with some not lesser quality but lesser price steels to offer these knives in future small runs at a little bit lower price, experimenting with different things, different materials. But these are available. I will leave a link on the website or on the description to Lucky Dog Knives where you can look at some of these guys if you're interested. Let's compare it real quickly to some other knives. So we saw it next to the GuardDog, but for some of you guys that might be folder guys, this is the Benchmade mini bug out. It's going to be a little shorter than the mini bug out, and this is the Civivi Baby Banter. It's going to be just about as much longer than the Baby Banter, than it is shorter than the bug out. So if we look at it next to my L2 Right Frontier First, it's going to be maybe bust out about a ½ inch, maybe a ¼ inch longer than the Frontier First. If we look at it next to the Bark River Micro Canadian, it's going to be about an inch longer than the Micro Canadian. If we look at it next to the Jacob Creates Chickadee, it's going to be about an inch, 3/4 of an inch longer than the Chickadee. And then finally, we will look at it next to the Big Idea Company Lookout, to which it's just about the same size. Actually, it's going to be a little bit shorter, just a hair, but it's actually a little bit longer than its sibling, which is the GuardDog. Oh, excuse me, the Ranch Dog. This is the GuardDog. The Ranch Dog is this little guy right here, which if you look at him, just about the same length. Maybe a 1/16 longer. But let's do a couple of quick measurements, and then the link that I send you guys to will also have tighter measurements. So I look at a 6-inch knife here with a 2 3/4 inch blade, 2 1/2 inch cutting area, 3 1/4 inch handle. So 3 1/4 inches from right here to right here. You do have the lanyard. Very comfortable in hand. This little notch that's also helps the retention of the sheath makes it super, super comfortable in the hand. The blade stock on this, I think, is going to be, let's see, 0.1140, 0.12 right in there. And then the handle is going to come in at a svelte 0.49. And this little indentation here is 0.44. Just a wonderful, wonderful little cutter. Great little EDC knife. Very unique in its, not only its style, but its grip. I think it's got a lot of swagger. It's a very light knife. That could be partially because of the micarta. But this little guy is going to tip the scales at 2.15 ounces, which is, in my opinion, great for a 2 1/2 inch cutting area. Then we put it in its little sheath. Comes in right at 3.30 ounces, which to me is plenty soft and comfortable for EDC. I've been carrying it in my back pocket. It's a great little back pocket dropper. And again, that Sheephawk blade, this cross between a sheepsfoot and a hawkbill, is very handy. I think it'll also be very easy to maintain and sharpen. I'm really impressed with it. 3V Lucky Dog knives. This is the GuardDog. There are still some of these available. I will leave a link. But guys, check them out. I'm really impressed with them. I picked up the Ranch Dog. The GuardDog's a cool one too. Guys, do me a favor. If you're so inclined, thumbs up or thumbs down. Believe it or not, that helps people see the video. But most importantly, look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.